Ryu, have you ever heard of the Haru and Natsu series?
Haru and Natsu? Like spring and summer? Is it about climate change in Japan? I heard that the heat there in the summer fries even sushi.
No, Ryu, Haru and Natsu, The Letters That Didn't Arrive, is a drama series about two sisters who were separated during the beginning of Japanese immigration to Brazil. The youngest Natsu was around 8 years old when she was left in Japan because she had conjunctivitis and couldn't board the ship with the rest of the family. Her sister Haru was only 10 years old. One of the most striking scenes is without a doubt the moment the sisters are separated at the port. It makes your heart sink just thinking about it.
Conjunctivitis? Serious? Couldn't they just apply some eye drops and resolve it quickly?
At that time, Ryu, medicines were limited and any illness, no matter how small, was a reason to deny boarding. The trip from Japan to Brazil took almost 2 months.
2 months? And I complain about a bus trip that doesn't even take 2 hours. Imagine the people on the ship playing solitaire and hearing the same jokes from their uncle 2,000 times?
Ha ha ha, it must have been like that. The series shows the lives of the two sisters, how they survived apart and their reunion after many years.
So it's like a competition of who suffered the most? One saying, I harvested coffee in the hot sun, and the other responding that I planted rice in the rain.
No, Ryu, it was a drama, not a competition. Natsu went through difficulties in Japan while Haru had to deal with the challenges of being an immigrant in Brazil. They sent letters to each other, but those letters never arrived.
So the postman was the villain of the story?
Ha ha ha, not exactly. The aunt with whom Natsu stayed in Japan hid the letters because she wanted to keep the money that Haru sent.
Damn, what an evil aunt.
Yes, she really was, but at the end of her life she regretted it and asked her daughter to deliver the letters to Natsu along with the apology.
Well, less bad. In any case, not receiving letters at that time was like failing to read an important email because it went straight to the spam or junk folder, right?
Exactly. But in the end they managed to discover the letters and the drama reaches its climax with a reunion after 70 years.
70 years later? Wow. It must have been a meeting full of phrases like, hi, remember me? No. Me neither. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha, sort of, Ryu. The series was produced by the NHK TV network in 2005 and launched in Brazil in 2008 as part of the celebrations of the centenary of Japanese immigration in Brazil and a tribute to all immigrants.
So, in addition to drama, it was a history lesson.
Exactly. This series portrayed well the different phases of Japanese immigration in Brazil since its beginning, full of difficulties, challenges and adaptation, the formation of communities and the effort to preserve the values and principles of culture.
Wow, this is really cool.
Yes, Ryu. And so it was a beautiful way to honor the immigrants, who also brought contributions to Brazilian society. After all, Brazil was the country that received the most Japanese immigrants, and the Japanese Brazilian community today is made up of 2 million people.
Wow, that many?
Yes, for this reason part of the filming of the Haru and Natsu series was done here in Brazil, in places like Fazenda Tozan, with the participation of the local Japanese Brazilian community, such as people from Nippo Campinas, the Okinawa Association, and also from the Association of Tozan Colony itself.
Serious? Were the people from Nippo Campinas in the middle of the soap opera? So, this is debuting with the style.
Yes, as I said, it was a great collaboration with the local Japanese Brazilian community. In fact, Fazenda Tozan later became the setting for another Japanese film called Corações Sujos, which talks about another important chapter in the history of Japanese immigrants in Brazil. Furthermore, in 1980, Fazenda Tozan also served as the setting for the film Gaijin Os Caminhos de Liberdade, directed by Brazilian-Japanese filmmaker Tezuka Yamasaki.
Wow, if Fazenda Tozan continues like this, it will become like Japanese-Brazilian Hollywood.
Ha ha ha, who knows? Japanese culture is still very much alive in Campinas, with various activities to maintain traditions, but I'll tell you more details about this in our next conversations, okay?
Okay, but I'll write it down in my notebook.
Ha ha ha, okay Ryu, you can write it down.